Running the
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the St. John's County Show that's on in the morning. I hope you're doing as fabulous and wonderful as we are this morning.
Wow, that's the first time I ever heard you use the word fabulous. That's great.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
My least favorite cleaning product is Fabuloso.
Oh, it's least favorite?
It's awful. It smells like pickles.
Who are you?
It smells like pickles. Why do you want your house to smell like
you
pickles?
You gotta use the grape one. It's really...
No, is that the purple one?
Yeah.
That's the one that smells like pickles.
What pickles are you eating?
I don't eat pickles, but I can smell pickles.
Why you hate it so much.
It is.
Fabuloso is
I don't like pickles.
amazing.
Smell pickles if you hated them. Why do you have them around?
I don't just like have a jar of pickles
You're not
that
being
I
honest with us
smell.
I see some
I
deception.
don't have a smelling
you see
jar of
David, the
pickles.
deception?
Of course.
Your kinesics are lying. It's okay, Pete.
I started in a good mood today.
No, you did not.
Just that quick.
He might be having an episode.
Oh, God, here we go. Down the rabbit hole.
All right. Lots of things I could have said there, but
I know.
Yeah.
out of respect for the sheriff being in studio,
Thank you.
Isn't
not
that
gonna
nice?
say.
I appreciate you.
Step ball
Not
change
gonna
right
say
out of
it.
that. Yeah.
And our sponsors.
Yeah. Well,
Ish.
our sponsors are great because
They are awesome.
They
they
know.
really let us.
They know,
They don't
yeah.
get mad when we just be ourselves.
No, that's
which
what
is
they
great.
want.
Which is great. And by the way, our sponsors, and so many of them have been with us for years. Like, if you like what we do and you have the opportunity to support our amazing sponsors, please do. I mean, they make the show happen.
Yeah.
They're
It's
awesome.
great.
They
Yeah.
are awesome. I mean, the entire network has just great sponsors all
Yeah.
the way through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's really
it is
cool.
a great
you
bunch
guys
of
are
people.
proud of
getting
that.
emotional. Let's go on the show. Let's go. Let's move this show. The sponsors
nice
are great.
though,
They
yeah.
sponsor me too. They're beautiful people. Let's move the show on. Let's go.
Except for that sheriff
Shit.
guy.
Tears over
I don't
here.
see you on any of these shows,
We
right?
have a guy who talks a lot in studio today, so we better move this. We better do
Spew them
this
out.
quickly.
Put it in the
Okay.
budget. Let's go.
Don't make me say this.
I think he literally just said without saying, "You guys are talking too much. I got a lot to say."
Yeah. No way.
I got a lot to talk about. We love our sponsors. They sponsor me too. Let's go.
Aggressive. Beat. Aggressive. Beat.
I lost some people today in my campaign trail. Yeah.
Can't argue with the top cop. Let's get this moving, guys.
Back
No,
to
I'm
blue.
pumped up. You know why? What happened before I came to work here? So
We saw.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this? You want to
Heck
talk about
yeah,
this?
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Big
Wow.
bus today.
yeah. So this
Big
morning,
bus.
first thing we.
Well, hang on.
Okay, just teaser.
Thank the sponsors. Thank
We
the
got to get
sponsors.
to our
Thank the
sponsors
sponsors.
first. We've got to talk about our sponsors first, sir.
Teasers. Little teasers.
Just kidding.
All right, since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. They are a family-owned beacon of trust right here in St. Augustine. They do work with the sheriff's office a whole lot. I know they do your company fleet servicing.
They sure do.
They've got that state-of-the-art facility, 91 climate-controlled bays, a quick lane for no appointment-needed maintenance. Plus, you can enjoy the comforts of the customer lounge and the unique flavors of Ford's Garage restaurant and bar.
You didn't add the most important. Can I add to this?
What's that?
Letty and Bo are going to be excited. They do the mobile servicing now.
I know.
Yeah.
So my wife, of all the vehicles to buy, she bought a damn Ford. But anyways,
Yeah.
so we have a brand
And
new
it's
Ford coming.
amazing.
It is amazing.
I mean, I'm saying a brand new damn Ford. Yeah.
Driven to inspire,
Jesus.
She
Sheriff
bought the
Hardwick.
same Ford that I drive. She likes it so much. But anyways, they do mobile servicing. Bo, Letty, love you guys, and the entire Bozard
course,
Ford
they are
crew out there.
amazing.
You were good to
They
me.
are amazing.
Let me just stop talking.
Please.
Good job,
You're
Bozard.
totally Charles Barkley.
You sold me on that.
You know what? I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bozard, 1949.
Okay, just so you know, they're going to drop you as a sponsor for that. Proud recipients of the Triple Crown Award and named Florida's Dealer of the Year by Dealerator. Their team is dedicated to providing an enjoyable and efficient experience. Bozard Ford Lincoln offers the best in pricing, selection, and service. Visit them today just off I-95 and State Road 16, where your satisfaction is their mission, and they are driven to inspire. Also, the Florida Man Games.
Hey!
Coming up on March 1st, 2025.
God bless her.
You have the opportunity to become a legend.
Yes.
Whether you're participating in the Florida Man Games or not, it's a legendary event. It's a legendary experience. And you are going to walk away with memories that you literally could not get anywhere else on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing, world-renowned event happening right here in St. Johns County, and we're all very excited about it.
And you dropped the Brawl of the Badges. But we'll talk about that another day.
I didn't drop the Brawl of the Badges. I just talked to one of your deputies the other day about doing the Brawl of the Badges.
Where are we going to do that out there?
You didn't get the memo?
There's a big arena.
It's a horse arena. You think my people are better than the horse arena?
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Listen to you.
my
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Sheriff's
Right.
office. Sheriff's office just got a.
invited this
You know why I'm pumped up. Let's get on the
You
show.
so
Let's share some
aggressive.
information.
You guys just got a big budget increase. Let's build a boxing arena
Right.
out there at the St. Johns
Pete
County
Melfi.
Fairgrounds.
Hold
You
on.
did not get a big budget. I can't even speak a big budget increase. I simply presented a budget increase and
Okay.
has not been approved.
Ooh.
And they got
Can
a
we
huge-
change the
They
topic?
got a huge grant from the state to build their
Right.
PAL system.
Right. I say we put it out at the
They got all the
fairgrounds.
money.
Yeah.
All deputies are listening. All deputies are listening. Checkpoint Charlie, right outside.
Wow.
904 now.
Okay.
Checkpoint Charlie.
Well, I'm not
we
leaving
got
for 5
weed.
hours.
We got weed.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
We got licenses.
We got cards. We got cards. All good.
All cards.
Protected by the law, sir.
Limo
Checkpoint Charlie. I call Checkpoint Charlie over.
No, I would love to do Brawl of the Badges if we can figure it out
Yeah,
there.
I know. I'm just kidding with you. We'd love to be with you again too because it was a phenomenal event. But I just don't. I'm scared of the weather as far as boxing goes.
Yeah, that boxing ring.
Cold,
sure.
hot, rain.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you
We'll
know,
keep talking though.
we're gonna have an octagon out there, but whatever.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Wait, there was a
Also-
merch drop yesterday. Am I saying that right? I see some things floating around. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, there's some merch out there.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Those
good-
truckers are awesome.
Yeah, great hats
Mm-hmm.
and shirts and cups.
You got to get them.
Yeah, mugs, towels, all that good stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the towel. That's
Yeah,
a cool
the rally
feature.
towels, the
I
war
love
towels,
that.
yeah.
The beach
Great.
towels, what I'm talking about.
Oh, the beach towels, yeah, too.
My friend Christy, we know her very well.
right.
She bought one. Very
Yeah,
cool.
hot ticket.
Very cool.
All right, also big shout out to Fidus Roofing, Great Expectations Realty and Auction, Chiba Hut Toasted Sub, St. Augie's Pizza, BHF Insurance, Alace Med Spa, Griffin Service, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, and BNS Signs, who we'll talk about soon. But first, good morning, everybody. How you guys doing?
Hey, happy Friday.
Ah, the weekend!
Yeah. How are you, Sheriff Hardwick?
Phenomenal.
Good.
Yes.
All right. That's good to hear.
I got to tone it down a tad bit.
Nah.
No, be yourself.
I know. Thank you,
Just
baby.
be
Thank
yourself.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Dude, did you see? We're famous. We're in a magazine together.
Isn't that awesome? By
Isn't
the
that
way?
cool?
You guys
Yes.
are in a magazine together?
Yeah, just somebody at spin class gave it to me last night. They're
For
like,
what?
look,
What did
here-
you guys do?
We were at the Marsh Creek Women's,
Derby.
the Derby
We're
Day.
going to talk about that in a little
Yeah.
while because they raised a
good.
lot of money.
75 grand.
Wow.
That's crazy.
All right. Well, you
One
just.
night.
Well, thanks
Well,
for
you just spoiler alert. Now we're not talking to
On to the next
it. All
topic.
right.
Yeah.
They raised 75 grand. Next.
Let's go through some more
Good
sponsors.
thing you're a great sheriff.
Let's go through some more sponsors. Come on.
Question of the day, Troy. What do we got?
All right. Traveling across the United States, you have to travel across the United States. Who would be the worst celebrity for you to travel across the United States with?
Oh, there's so many.
I forgot. This
Yeah.
is the question.
There's so many.
Okay. I'm going to say. Boy, Kathy Griffin would be annoying to. Does she qualify as a celebrity?
Yeah,
anymore?
well,
Don't
she's
you
a
worry.
D-list, so yeah,
Don't you
she's
worry.
on there.
I've seen her. I have paid to watch her
Oh, that's
in Las
unfortunate.
Vegas. It was a cheap ticket, not gonna lie. But she actually was hilarious. Her stand-up show was hilarious.
I just couldn't. That's just what it would sound like.
It's more high pitch. Yeah.
I mean,
I actually helped her at sax once. She was not delightful. She was a major diva.
Oh, I could see that.
I am going to go with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh,
Yes, bleach, blonde, bad built, booch body, baby. Yes, that's who I'm saying.
okay.
That's my answer.
All right. There you go. You're putting members of Congress in the celebrity status.
Well,
now.
because she has no other point other than that. So it's, yeah, it would be a very uncomfortable drive because she's so friggin' annoying in my opinion. That's all.
Okay. There you go.
That's it.
Sheriff, what do you think?
I'm having a hard time with this. I'll be honest with you, because first of all, I wouldn't put anybody in my car with me. But yeah, she's not political.
But she's a celebrity.
She's a celebrity. But
Yeah.
You can't. You can't say. I said you would hate to travel across.
I envision myself sitting next to the president of the United States. I'm like, what in the hell am I doing with you in my car? It'd be a miserable trip.
Yeah.
Really quiet.
Well, he'd have like 9 other people with him. Though.
Yeah.
That Secret
Big
Service. Yeah.
Not a good one. I'm sorry.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
my bad.
Yeah. Not a good question of the day.
You,
I think it's a horrible question.
Not bringing his
It's
best.
pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, Troy, you thought hard on this one.
What do you think?
you're right. I thought of it as I came in.
Poor Troy.
You didn't even think of it. You sat down. I was like, question today is.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm not ruining all our sponsors.
What do you got, Troy?
I think any of the Kardashians would be horrible.
Oh yeah, they would. Sure.
Well, you'd have to stop every and Davey's like, oh, that would be my favorite.
It would be my favorite.
But you'd have to stop like 9,000 times for every possible bathroom, and
You can't say when being entertained with old Bruce Jenner sitting side by side with you in the car.
His name's not
Actually-
Bruce, it's Caitlin.
Actually,
My bad.
I probably of all of the ones on the list, Caitlin would be the one I'd probably have the most.
Oh
She
my
plays-
God.
She plays golf. She's into sports. and
She was on my
the rest-
Wheaties box when I was a child.
I
Remember
know.
the Wheaties box?
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
questions.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It would be the most entertaining one to travel with, in my opinion. Dave,
Yeah.
you don't think
This
so?
question's
Which of
trash.
the Kardashians would be in your car?
Chloe.
Chloe?
Yeah, the
I like
angry
that.
one. I like
Okay.
Chloe.
Yeah.
She's great.
She is angry.
She's just grouchy. I like it.
I like that though too.
Yeah, she's very headstrong.
Sounds like my wife.
Yeah.
Was that loud?
No, it was kind of
loud?
faint.
Okay.
Sheriff's
Yeah,
gonna
you
get
have a
himself in
microphone.
trouble on the show today.
And you're on camera.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
And we're live.
Sponsors.
We're live.
Yeah.
Wife. This is
Yeah.
not a good
It's all
day.
over.
I got the 2 or 3 of you.
A lot
though.
of people breaking up with you after today's show.
Is that a shepherd's hook coming in?
Salacious headlines.
Paray's just back there like, all right.
Sheriff
let's
Rob
get him
Hardwick
off here now.
Gets in brawl with
Cancel
Lethal
checkpoint,
Oak.
Charlie. Cancel checkpoint, Charlie.
We now go back to Troy for a quick check of the weather. Troy.
Partly cloudy.
All right. That quick check of the weather brought to you by Great Expectations Realty and Auction. They can sell your home, your business, and everything in it. Check them out at geauction.com, gerealty.us. Whoa, look at that.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's awesome.
That is
Look
awesome.
at that
Awesome.
stash.
Beautiful.
That's so
Look
2008.
at that.
Oh my
That's a
gosh.
good looking dude right there.
Where did you take that picture? A high school?
I think it was at the Pole
Did
Stars.
you tell
I
somebody
think
you
it was
were a
a-
senior in high school? They give you a suit?
with what I'm wearing. I think it was at the Pole Star Awards in 2008. I swear. I think
I
that's
think
where that was
that's
from.
some of the evidence that Stormy Daniels presented in the trial 2 weeks ago.
I was
that
going
might be another
1988.
That could be.
I was going 1988 German Gay Pride Parade. I wasn't quite sure. It looks really good. Ride the handle, Daddy.
Was that legit mustache?
Oh yeah, 100%.
That was hot.
100%.
Man, you're a good looking dude. I ain't gonna lie.
That,
You
yeah.
just did. You just did.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. You shaved that beard off, and you actually have a little bit of.
Right.
But look now, and that was like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Had to be when that was.
Let's ask Blake.
Yeah.
Does Blake remember that photo? Traumatized as a child.
No, he remembers. He remembers the Fu Manchu.
That's that's a heck of a stat.
Blake, it's okay. We're gonna take you to therapy after this,
is a
buddy. It's
heck
okay.
of a-
It's your father.
Hey, well, bullshit though. It was definitely my dad's best facial hair of all time.
Oh, that's
Fu Manchu.
unfortunate.
Because I had the Fu Manchu for several years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I wore it for about 5 years.
All right. We now go for our traffic report. Let's leave this topic soon. We now go to the traffic report with Rick. What do you got, Rick?
We got traffic, cars moving.
Okay.
That's top dog right there. What's going on out there on the traffic, Sheriff?
Actually, well, it's a little bit congested over near 207 and Century and Lightsey Road. We'll tell you about that in a minute. Why it's congested.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We have 15 SWAT vehicles over there.
Whoa, right now?
They should be cleaning up by now.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know what's kind of funny, Rick? The traffic's moving around saying it's kind of odd lately. Like
Yeah.
you get from point A to point B like we used to 20 years ago.
Well, not every
Not-
day. This morning, though.
You gotta get out more.
4 o'clock this morning. No, 4 o'clock this morning.
4 o'clock this morning, yeah.
Sirens and lights will do that for you.
You have a different escort service.
No, seriously, there was no traffic this morning at 4 o'clock. There was nothing.
Oh, all right.
Rick for the win on that one. That was a good one.
Different experiences there that we all have on the road.
Is it hot in here? I'm freaking sweating.
You should be so far.
I got no sponsors. I got no friends. I got no wife. It's going to be a great day.
And don't blame it on the coffee.
All right, boy, that traffic report brought to us by Lace Med Spa. Sheriff's going to need to relax and rejuvenate after this. He really is. You can stop by a Lace Med Spa where they will do a lot for you, Sheriff. They really will. Unmatched expertise, luxurious ambiance, and really relaxing atmosphere. They can help take away your migraine that you're going to have later with some Botox.
Mm-hmm. Lip fillers.
Lip fillers. That's right. Need to look good in those pictures for the campaign.
Definitely. Fill out those lips.
Some cheeks. Some in those cheeks, man.
Smooth operator.
There you go. They got some laser treatments. They got everything for you. A Lace Med Spa, it's beauty on your terms. Check them out at alace.com. All right. Well,
here we go.
Talk to me about Now you lost me as a friend. No, you can't get it. It's in the pit of despair.
No, it's not. He's got it.
Oh, okay.
Peter, it's right here.
Go, Gadget Arm.
There we go.
Roll to the side.
Okay. Take 2.
Sometimes you have lack of sleep, by the way.
Well, you were up a little bit early, probably not earlier than you usually are, but you guys were serving a search warrant this morning. Big bust it looked like. From
just a lot of complaints from the neighborhood over there off of 207 Lightsey Road, and just a lot of complaints for a lot of vehicles in and out, traffic basically. So our team did a phenomenal job, our special investigations unit, and this morning our St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, along with K9 and drone team and narcotics unit and evidence and our SWAT team, hit the residence first thing this morning as the sun was coming up. So when I left, there were 13 residents we had taken out of it, but we had 2 outstanding that we were still looking for when I left. So just this is one of those things where the neighborhoods made complaints, and we do the due diligence and do the work. We pay attention. It takes time sometimes. But again, this morning, Brian Way paid a visit from St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. So just we're happy no one was hurt on both sides of the house, and everybody's in custody, of course, and question will go on. So yeah, good morning, actually. Yeah, it's always good when these major investigations, I say major, these long-term investigations come together. But our narcotics unit is just a bunch of good men and women that just work hard here, and we get a lot of complaints. And this was generated off complaints, residents, neighbors.
And I was going to ask, how long was this investigation? Because it seems like something like this requires so much planning and everything else. So how long was the investigation?
It was place? Sure. It was multiple months. We had a little over almost 3.5 months, 4 months. But of course, the complaints and the people, some of the same names you'll see, of course, coming through the system this morning when they come into the county jail. So so it's months of investigative work. In between. So
the Hardwick Hotel, they have a frequent flyer.
Oh, the gated community, sir? Yeah, gated community.
They're frequent flyers.
You know what's funny is, and I think, we talk about this, but some of the frequent flyers we're not seeing, and I think it's with that 10% reduction recidivism where we're getting people back on their feet and giving people chances that have committed, multiple crimes, and now they getting their life together, per se. So new customers is kind of weird. Yeah. And our count's low.
Yeah. No, and it's amazing, the Veterans Court, and you guys
are
Veterans
Mental Health Court coming up now.
Yeah. Those things really do help, though.
I have to agree with you. Yeah. Sure. And it's that community buy-in, too, as well. With our community, I thought when we actually rolled this thing out, and Pete, I think you actually spoke about this years ago, this pre-entry outreach program, and it wasn't popular, not here locally, but here locally, it's been embraced. I mean, I talk about it a lot at I speak a lot, as you know, and I talk about what we're doing different in St. Johns County and what happened to the homeless downtown. And I think it's just doing stuff different. And I think the community knows now you invest a little bit and the return on investment is a lot bigger and better. Yeah. Good day. Anyways, so.
Hey, speaking of investments, another bust that happened recently. There was a guy that you guys found about $400,000 in cash in gambling machines. And talk to me about this. What did this all entail? Because we went over this story yesterday, and there was a couple of things that I thought, well, that's pretty bad. And then a couple of things that I thought, how does that make sense?
Sure.
I don't know. Tell me about this. What happened
so again, this is a probably even more in-depth investigation where you have complaints, again, of illegal gambling machines, of course, that are regulated by DBPR, which is the state of Florida. And then, of course, you have, basically where a business is selling a item that can be used and quickly turned into what is illegally called drug paraphernalia once you stick a drug into that. So there was illegal sales in the parking lot. So it was a very lengthy, intense investigations. The community in Hastings have been screaming for months at us. We were doing nothing about it. They were patient. I kept sending emails and text messages. Be patient. Be patient. This is not just going there by one piece of crack cocaine or one bag of dope and walk away and we do a big search warrant. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
We wanted to get inside the business. We wanted to legally, seize items like cash. $400,000 is a decent sized seizure for us as far as cash goes that are generated from illegal proceeds.
Right.
So, and everybody's like, oh, it's just illegal gambling machines. I know, but usually with illegal activity comes other legal activity, illegal activity of, prostitution in the parking lot, drug sales in the parking lot, selling pipes behind the counter as drug paraphernalia in the store, and that is being known as being used for the consumption of illegal narcotics. So again, it's a massive investigation. We couldn't have asked for better timing. I actually had coffee with a conversation the next morning when we hit that thing in Hastings. They had about 50 people in there on a Saturday to come listen to me. And we had that bust on a Friday afternoon or Thursday afternoon. So it just worked out perfect. So it's still a long ways to go. We're not done. We've generated other complaints off of that. And we follow up with those complaints. So the men and women of the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, it starts in patrol and then goes, of course, to our men and women that work undercover. So just a great job again. But this is a partnership we share with the community. Mm-hmm. This is a community saying, thank you. We'll allow you to put, electronic devices on our property to help you with your investigation. We'll allow you to sit in our driveway or occupy our homes sometimes and become just to get this illegal narcotics and activity. People don't want this in their neighborhoods. No one wants this in their neighborhoods. Right. And I say, move it somewhere else. That's not welcome here. And we're not going to tolerate it here. Yeah.
And I got one more question on the 207 because you made a statement. You said there was 13 arrests and
this morning on Bryan Way.
All 13 of them were in that location.
Yes.
And you identified, okay, they're definitely there. And is that the reason you selected today to do it? Like,
no,
we know there were 13 there. Or
no, physically in the briefing this morning, way before the sun came up, we were in a briefing where the pictures in there, and there was going to be potentially 4 to 5 suspects in the residence. So, and also just to clarify, not all will go to jail. I mean, some will have charges. We did have a few that had outstanding warrants before we hit the residence, and probably the man that's actually owns the house will go to jail for maintaining a drug dwelling that actually we were selling narcotics out of. So lengthy investigation, but 13 was actually, we were kind of not laughing, but we were snickering. I'll show you the picture too. They just kept coming out, and we still had 2 people outstanding.
And that's what I'm envisioning in my head. I was like, okay, were they waiting for all 13 to get there? I mean, in my head, and you guys were only expecting like 5.
Yeah, we're expecting
5 or 6.
Yeah, it's a great question. No, and I see what you're kind of alluding to is that we wait for those times where it's the prime time to hit it with we get the most bang for the buck. No, we don't, because we can actually get a person if they're leaving a scene or if they actually are, maybe there's a warrant tonight for them, we'll get them on a traffic stop tonight, and we can kind of take care of those dangerous threats. But no, we had no clue we were going to get 13 people out of there, and some new faces that you'll see, of course, in the county jail. But again, this is that lengthy investigation, and 2 of our high-value targets were in there, but we're missing 2. Yeah, actually, when I left there, we were searching under the trailer with our canines because the rumor was it was actually a trap door that actually went through the floor where you could escape into the bottom.
No way.
That's normal. Yeah, it's pretty much normal. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple of times.
It was pretty cool there because one of our dog handlers, which is Chirac, Deputy Chirac, his dog is Junior. I physically saw him throw Junior up into the ceiling because we had some intel that one of the suspects was actually, that's where he hides when the cops come. So we threw Junior up into the ceiling. It was pretty powerful.
Wow.
Yeah. And Junior's, he may look 55 pounds, but he's got probably one of our worst bites in the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, you got to watch out for a deputy who can throw that dog into the ceiling. Jeez, I don't want to mess with that deputy
right
there.
See most of our boys and girls, they're we've gone a different direction. We've gone from kind of this to kind of this.
Is Junior Belgian?
I think he's a Malinois. Yeah. We just added 2 new dogs last night, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
Malinois are crazy.
Yeah, we've been working hard. So it was funny. If I show you the photo, I was in the back of the Bearcat, which is our tactical vehicle. I was the first vehicle in front. I was riding the back seat, and one of our canines, which is Corporal Hill, Robert Hill. M'Baku is one of our biggest dogs. It's probably close to 90 pounds, but M'Baku is this big black Malinois, and he was physically like sitting in my lap in the Bearcat because we were packed in the Bearcat 1.
Well, you're telling me you still go on SWAT raids?
Oh my goodness!
As the sheriff of St. Johns County, you're still going.
Is it an adrenaline rush? It's got to be.
Oh, it is. It's so. But I like seeing.
What goes on in that when you're pulling up? Are you guys completely quiet and just focusing?
Actually, you'll hear him kind of talk through things as we're pulling up. As you may hear, we just saw movement in the bedroom. Somebody just opened the window, the door. So you hear, but they keep it pretty quiet. They're very disciplined. So today there was 23 SWAT members actually in that vehicle, not including K9. So it was pretty packed out, not including, of course, some of our support services too, the drivers of the Bearcats. And but yeah, there's a lot going on. So actually, I kind of just took a picture because you can watch everything, all the training, all the intel, everything come together, and watch your men and women actually put that action into plan. Or that plan into action with minimal, of course, flashbangs going off. Of course, there's distraction techniques that we use, but it's amazing to see the men and women come together and do it professionally and say things like, "Hey, don't shoot the dog." There was a massive dog in their pit bull. And I heard our men and women say numerous times, do not shoot the dog. Do everything in your power not to hurt that animal.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So it's the little things. It's in the details.
Yeah.
But as to have the sheriff there, of course, when the suspects come out, it's like, Mr. Hardwick, why are you doing this?
Right.
That's from me walking the jail. That's from me knowing this community.
Yeah.
I was like, settle down, man. We have a judge's order to be here. It's
Right.
not like we just showed up this morning to harass you.
Right.
Just hang tight. We'll explain to you. We'll read it to you why we're here. So yeah, it's phenomenal. It's of course, as you know, I've been to combat, so I've seen a lot of things like this my whole life, but there's something about when you do it and you're driving down the road, the Bearcat doors are open and you're watching cars go by at stoplights, staring up going, when somebody's going to have a bad, somebody's cup of coffee is not made properly this morning.
Yeah.
So like drone technology has advanced so much, and you've been doing this for decades.
Sure.
How much safer does that make it for your intel when you're going into a situation like this? Because, like you said, you didn't know there was 13 in there.
Right.
But with that drone technology,
sure.
It seems to be like a huge game changer for what you do.
Yeah, I'm seeing drones more and more with you guys.
It is, and it goes along, too, with our air unit, too, as well, because our air unit now, with capabilities that we have, the old days of the helicopter having to fly at 200-300 feet, it's at 4,000 feet. You wouldn't even see it. You wouldn't even know it's even up there because our camera systems can literally, from 4,000 feet, see the stickers on the car, the little sticker with the date of expiration on the car, your car tag. That's great. They can read my name tag from 4,000 feet. So here you have the 30,000 foot view per se, the helicopter, and then I physically hear on the radio on the way there, go ahead and launch the drone. So now the drone is guiding us in because some things happen. You have to make a decision as you get to this house. There could be people outside that have firearms in their hands where let's just stop for a minute, reassess, because we don't want to, first of all, we don't want to kill people and we don't want people killing us.
Right.
Or killing innocent people. So we have to make readjustments. So it adds another dynamic to of how we complete things successfully with not just showing up, kicking your door in and everybody's, running around like roaches per se. Those days are over. It's a lot of intel, it's a lot of patience, it's a lot of training, and it's adding all these tools, and it's just like the new helicopter that's coming. It's going to add another capability to us with the brand new computer systems, FLIR systems at nighttime. We have found a lot of, and now that our helicopter's up more, physically they're calling in and telling our deputy sheriffs, hey, they just walked down that, just 2 days ago I was on Holmes, and I heard the helicopter say, the person that you're looking for with a knife just walked down the wooded trail by the pond. We never would have that capability before. So just, again, putting all these pieces to the puzzle, it's an adrenaline rush in that vehicle, but also, too, as the sheriff, the vicarious liability lies on my entire shoulders that entire ride. Whether you shoot, you don't shoot, you hurt somebody, you don't hurt somebody, God forbid you get in a car crash, there's just so much liability. And it's like in the back of that Bearcat this morning leading the way there, it's looking at everything going, this is all in my hands today, right?
Yeah.
And it could be the last day, per se. Right.
So we're talking about two different crime scenes here. Do you approach them differently? Like, was the Hastings one different, like how you approach that kind of raid?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So again, it's taking the totality of circumstances, of course. And again, as much as we'd like to have the whole parking lot full of people, that's not the best way to approach a situation.
Gotcha.
Let's pick them off one at a time outside of there where it's not as dangerous. So the 207 Express was a different situation, a different approach because it's right there on basically Main Street, 207. And there's nothing around there, no trees or nothing. So we took a backyard approach, we call it. And of course, the helicopter was watching the entire thing, and kind of once we got them all kind of inside the store there, that was the time we chose to actually hit that location. So, and this morning, people say, well, you always do it before the sun comes up. No, we don't. We always do it whenever is safest and best for us in the community that we're actually serving the search warrant in. So we do it all hours of the day.
Okay.
You talked about vicarious liability, and we had a shooting where the sheriff department had to unfortunately take down someone last week off of US 1.
Yes, sir.
What happens? What's the process that the law enforcement officers has to go through after a situation like that? I mean, there was 4 to 6, I think, officers involved in that situation.
Yes, sir.
What's the process that 'cause no one wants to use their weapon and take someone's life. What's the process that happens with the law enforcement officer after that?
Sure. And Troy, I'm glad you said that too as well. People think that, taking the life of a human being, no matter what the other human being has done in life, it's not easy. I'm telling you, it's not mentally easy. It's not psychologically easily, and it's not physically easy for you. But so the process is they're immediately taken, their firearms, unfortunately, are taken from them. Their marked patrol cars are taken from them, and they go into administrative investigative. So we provide attorneys for our people here. We have a retainer with a local law firm. and we provide attorneys immediately. They don't give statements. We separate them from each other, basically our deputy sheriffs. And then it starts a process too. So if you were to take a patrol car out of your front driveway, take your firearm away from you involved in a shooting, you've just taken what gives you identity in life. This is what kind of protects us as identity. So we reissue a firearm. We reissue another vehicle if the vehicle was used, of course, in the shooting per se. And then that gives them their sense of, hey, you no longer have law enforcement powers right now. You're on administrative leave. However, we're not taking what shows.
You still are.
You're not taking your career away from you. Yeah, because it's scary. Yeah. So at that process too as well, we are basically by the state law have to have a secondary review over our investigative shootings. We have actually chosen the office of the state attorney. It's the best place because they're going to be the prosecutors of both sides of the house per se. So they are reviewing the outside review, which is required by law. The attorneys, of course, come from the outside. They're not our attorneys that actually protect our deputy sheriffs, whether the shooting is good or bad. And then, so they have to go through a psychological evaluation. They have to go back to the range and shoot and get qualified again. And then they have to wait until we actually can. It's so easy now because you kind of turn the body cams on. And you start reviewing it as opposed to just taking statements.
Yeah.
And then also to the cell phone, there's always videos of the cell phone out there. So we collect those pretty quick too. So if Troy's out there at the intersection and films it, most of our people in St. Johns County will call us and say, hey, I have an actual other angle. But in that particular case, there was 4 deputy sheriffs. They're all administrative leave. We provide faith-based services. We provide psychological services. We provide everything you can think of to make sure that they are fit to come back to duty before they can get cleared.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that's important.
Yeah.
You guys also, I mean, it's been an action-packed few weeks here. You guys, we ran body cam videos, speaking of the body cams, a week or so ago about the woman in the pickup truck who, I think she was out of Citrus County?
Yeah.
This was a very interesting encounter and a police chase that it turned into.
Yeah. I called Sheriff Prendergrass over there in Citrus, told him to get his trash out of my county. But anyways, one thing we switched in St. Johns County is, when I came in, I'm sure I said serving with excellence, and I've kind of changed it now. And I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I'm calling it professionally aggressive. And we are professionally aggressive, and we spend a lot of time in training and holding our people accountable now with body-worn cameras. But you have a situation like this where our deputy sheriffs, here you go using a technology-based policing, which license plate readers show that this vehicle got off somewhere of 95 and 16. That was one out of Citrus County for multiple crimes. And then our deputy sheriffs go to work looking for that vehicle. Deputy Marquise Davis Welch finds the vehicle in the McDonald's parking lot. Of course, now, when you start looking for these wanted vehicles, you're not going to have usually one deputy sheriff. Usually you got multiple deputy sheriffs in that area looking for this vehicle. Because we think about it, if you're in our jurisdiction, you got off on 95, you're probably going to commit another crime because you're wanted for other crimes somewhere else. So our deputy sheriffs go to work looking for him. Of course, Marquise Davis Welch finds him. Usually when a person sees multiple deputy sheriffs, they think twice about that. Well, apparently she didn't do her homework on St. Johns County Sheriff's Office that we don't tolerate crime and we will chase you and crash you. But anyways, she ran from the police. And, it's just, you got to make that split second decision. As you see in the video, Marquise Davis Welch's camera, he's actually talking to her. You got a warrant for your arrest. And she's kind of playing stupid a little bit, but what she's basically looking for is where the exit plan is going to be. And then once Deputy Howard exits his DUI car, which is that other deputy walking up, she now sees she can go straight ahead and there's no deputy in the way per se, cars. But she forgot there's 3 other deputy sheriffs behind her. Yeah. And then the relationship that we share with our brothers and sisters from the other agencies, FHP immediately picked the chase up on 95, which makes it easier for us. They made the decision to, of course, pit, which is to end the chase up and the traffic wasn't that bad actually. If you saw. So the video footage you're watching is our helicopter, which is phenomenal footage.
It looked good.
It's unreal. Yeah. And that's why I keep saying, I was like, people are saying, you don't need you do need a helicopter. It's a tallest car in the sky. Yeah. We will never lose these suspects. So anyway, again,
and that's something a drone can't do.
No way.
A drone is limited. People say, oh, it's drones now. You can just use. No, drones are limited in the space. You can follow a guy for miles and miles and miles in a helicopter, and you need to sometimes.
Yeah, and Pete, you and I have talked about this too. You can back the patrol car back off if it gets too dangerous. The helicopter, people on the ground, you may think they think they know what's going on with the helicopter. They have no clue. They're not thinking of a helicopter on top of their head at 3,000 or 4,000 feet or 2,000 feet. Yeah. So again, that's another tool we actually, with a helicopter, can make the call, which is what happened in the car chase a few months ago in Flagler County. The helicopter in our real-time intelligence said back off. There's traffic backed up in Flagler County. All of our deputy sheriffs backed off. And I think you remember, but the guy hit a tractor trailer at 125 miles an hour, fleeing from a carjacking in Jacksonville. So the tools we use, we can't do without them, and we got to provide we can't, and I know I beat this up, but the 1969 helicopter can't fly forever. That thing has got to eventually be.
It's in a museum, right?
Yeah,
It's gonna be,
yeah. It's gonna be. It's doing good right now.
I mean,
but
I can tell you this: it's the exact same helicopter I flew in the '90s. When I was with Chuck.
Yes, sir.
Up there. And
Did you have that mustache?
It's the same one.
Exactly. I had the mustache.
It was curled back then, baby. It was curled at the end.
There's a picture out there with that too.
No,
you don't go finding that one.
You got the old wax twist?
Oh yeah, I had it.
Troy Blevins.
Say, buy something here,
Just when you think you know somebody.
Yeah, I had that too.
But you know, on these type of crimes, and it's not like we're a crime ridden area. Really, we're not.
No.
I mean, you look at totality, and I'll throw it out there. The federal government puts out these reductions in crime and stuff. I don't care about that. The reduction in crime, the crime stats for real are here is what we give you. We don't have a whole lot of violent crime. But the other thing too is we just don't. We don't tolerate crime. I'm not going to tolerate you in St. Johns County if you are wanted or you come in my jurisdiction, especially commit a violent crime. I'm not putting up with it.
So what do you say to the people out there? There's some naysayers too about some of these pit maneuvers.
Sure.
So if you've already identified the suspect and you already know who they are and where they're heading towards, is it really that necessary to be that aggressive to stop them on like 95 or something? Can you just teach me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So this is what the concept too of the head is, do we want to have more victims of more crimes? Because now what they're doing, so you ran from the police, we decided not to pit, we let you keep going. Now you know you're wanted, by the way. If you didn't know you're wanted at the time, now you know you're wanted. So your mind is survivability. So again, that's where we see an increase in actually violent crimes that occur after that. But so the thing we're actually doing here, and here's another example too as well. We had a pit maneuver done just recently, a month or two ago, right up here by Palencia. And the person wasn't wanted in a crime, but the person was driving the wrong way on US 1 heading towards Jacksonville. Our deputy sheriffs made the decision to pit that vehicle. There was really no crime committed besides reckless driving, let's say. Mm-hmm. We pitted the vehicle. The guy was in an emergency medical mode, had no idea where he was at.
Oh, my gosh.
Some innocent family is going to get killed. We have to take these measures, and we know how to do it, by the way.
Yeah.
We know how to stick these cars, put them into the ditch, per se, and save people's lives. But people think that if we're not chasing them, they don't drive like idiots. You're wrong. I can show you helicopter video footage where there's no deputy sheriff cars around at all. But they're going to say, well, the sheriff's office now is in the sky chasing you. You don't even know when helicopters are flying over the top of you unless it's a Navy helicopter flying at 300 feet.
Right. You
don't know we're at 2,000, 1,000, 4,000 feet. You would never know.
Oh, wow.
So even when some of these videos where you back off, we're just watching your vehicle, because now what we're doing is actually telling our deputy sheriffs, it just stopped at the Circle K, and then we can kind of hone in on it.
Yeah.
So I tell you this, that usually a person that's committed a violent crime and running from the police has got no bars. Basically, they got no morals. Where I'm going to go ahead. I got to stay free, and I will do anything it takes to stay free. So what we start doing here is, why are we going to chase you for 17 miles? Let's chase you for 70 feet and pitch you. Nobody gets hurt. We know how to do it. And then it's over and done with. And it might be a medical emergency, or it might be something just stupid you're running because you're wanted out another county for robbery.
Right.
We have to. Not all the time. We back off quite a bit too as well. Some of these crimes, Davey, you're exactly right. We get the naysayers. It's not a naysayer. It's just a person that's simply saying, you're probably right sometimes. We should have backed it off. But it's hard sometimes to give you all the facts because there's too much going on at one time. So there's decisions. If we got a homicide suspect running, we got a person that's committed a sexual battery, crime on a child, you got to understand, we have to end this and solve this crime. But everybody will throw stones until they're a victim on the receiving end and say, why didn't you do it for me? But so I think we're doing the right thing, but it's not all the time. We're not abusing the power, but we know how to do it, and we do it well.
I mean, if I see something that's going on, what am I supposed to do as a citizen? Am I supposed to pull over, get off the road? Because I see there's a black Corolla in there, right?
That's what happened in that. There was the black car just was riding right along with him, and you're like, why didn't you just pull over?
Get over. Right.
And sometimes I think we've all been there too, in defense of the black Corolla too. It's like, what's going on? What's going on? We can all see it because we can see it from the 1,000-foot view. But and people if we could just tell them, if you see the lights and siren coming up, especially 95, just back off for a minute. Yeah. I mean, because there's something going on significant. But you're right, and I agree with some of these naysayers out there. They're not naysayers. They're just stroking their opinion out there, and I totally respect it.
Well, I will tell you what. Let's get into for a second. Let's talk about gas prices. Let's talk about our Florida Man Friday. Let's talk about a couple of things, and then get back to, let's talk about some good news.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really good stuff going on that I want to touch on with you. So we will start by getting into our Gas Buddy Gas Report, brought to us by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, fittingly enough for today. Some of those people that Sheriff Hardwick paid a visit to this morning. Probably going to be Calling Chris pretty soon.
They took your advice. They wrote it on their hands yesterday,
Chris
right?
just parked outside
I
the jail
hope
waiting
so.
in the back door there. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So tell us where you are seeing good prices for gas out there in the comments. We would definitely appreciate that. And other than that, I will tell you that at the top of our list here this morning is the Sunoco at $21.99 North Ponce are at $309. We got the Shell at 146 King Street, $313. Same with the Shell at 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Then you got the Gate at 4075 US 1 North, $314. We got the Circle K, 4564 US 1 North, $314 as well. Mobile and Circle K at 800 South Ponce at $318. You got the Owens at $318 as well. The Shell at 2350 North Ponce, $323. And then the Sunoco 450 South Ponce, $323 as well. Yeah, if you get in any trouble, if the sheriff comes knocking on your door at 6:50 a.m. and you need to get out of jail, you need to get back to your life, because guess what? You got a lot of legal bills you got to pay for now. Call our friend Chris Lucero at Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, 904-822-BAIL, 904-822-2245. Got some live music happening today and tonight. A lot of live music happening today and tonight. Josh Tennessee Worthy at Pierre's Pub at 11 a.m. Eric Groves, the Milltop at noon. We got Gary Douglas Campbell, our favorite serial killer, at a cellar upstairs at 1 o'clock. Heather Craig at Trade Winds at 1. Kira Livingston at the Backyard Island Cafe at Meehan's at 1. Jonathan Lee at Pierre's Pub at 2. Chase Foraker, Pierre's Pub at 2. J.C. Hatfield Trio at the Conch House at 4. Dewey Vaya and the band at the Fish House and Oyster Company at 5. You got Bones at Oasis at 5 o'clock as well. Mark Hart, Trade Winds at 5. Lonesome Bert's Thick and Thin String Band.
Wow.
Marina Munch at 5. Beck and Summers Band at Tides at 6. Burn Unit at Fusion 904 Eatery at 6. Mike Cook at O.C. White's at 6. And a whole lot more.
I know. Claire Vanderveer, God bless her.
Yeah.
Vinny Jacobs sweeping
Lots
the
of people.
nation.
Spade McQueen at
God.
Meehan's at 9.
Mike Cook.
Yeah. So you can just swing through Visit St. Augustine and get the whole list there.
Yeah. Plan out your music night.
That's right. Griffin Service brings us that live music mic check. Thank you, Griffin, for that. Where your comfort is their top priority. They specialize in AC, plumbing, and electrical services, plus unique offerings like standby generators, water softeners, and gas work. You can experience fast, friendly, and affordable service 7 days a week. Give them a call, 904-500-2653, or visit griffinservice.com and see the Grifference. All right, we've got, I've got a Florida woman story here that might make the sheriff wish his job was always this season.
Is it from this
Really?
morning?
It's not from this morning. No, it's from this week. Very interesting. Boy, I'm telling you, you're going to wish you had it this easy on some of these calls.
Oh, no.
And we'll get to that before I got to tell you about Fidus Roofing, a great local business. Been in business here for over 15 years, well over 15 years, giving people high-quality roofs at a price that they can afford. Hurricane season is here, and now is the best time to get your roof inspected. You want to document those damages before a hurricane comes, so that you don't have to pay those extra hurricane deductibles for the very same damages. They are Fidus Roofing, 904-355-ROOF.
They do pavers.
And gutters. Yeah.
It's like a hairball at the end, I know.
It's like, what's going to come out?
It's Florida Man Friday, also brought to you by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, 904-822-BAIL. Florida woman called 911 on herself after attempting to carjack a vehicle so that she could carjack it legally. That was the rationale in her head. If she calls the cops, it's legal. A Florida woman was arrested after calling 911 on herself while attempting to steal a car from a dealership.
Okay.
Claiming she wanted to do it legally. Christy Turman is her name. She's 37 years old. She called the Lee County Sheriff's Office to report her own crime, stating, quote, "I'm trying to steal a car that's not legally mine, so y'all better come make a report."
We appreciate people like this. Right. But that is Lee County, though. That's Carmine's territory down there. It's off the chain.
Is it really?
man.
Oh, you got to Google the sheriff in Lee County.
Carmine.
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 Yeah.
That reminds me of Happy Days. That's a Happy Days name.
Oh, yeah.
Carmine.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
big ragu.
Well, so what did she do wrong?
Well, she stole a car. Deputies
Well, she
arrived
tried to.
at
She asked for
the
permission.
dealership. Yeah. Well, so all you're saying, Sheriff, is somebody has to go down to Bozard Ford Lincoln, steal a car, and call you guys on the way
You're trying to
out?
scare all my sponsors away. No. They still have my wife's car in hostage down there. No, I'm not saying that.
Say, Mother, may I?
They arrived at the dealership and found Turman exiting the driver's side of a stolen Corolla. Turman told deputies she was being trained in a game of Black Ops to steal a car, but called authorities to make her decision legal.
Yeah, but did we verify that? If she's in Black Ops, we wouldn't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't
right.
know.
Well,
right?
she's not too far from McDill Air Force Base.
Call
There's a
cops
video
on
of
Oh,
herself,
good-looking
too.
girl.
Yeah, there we
nice,
go.
pretty girl.
Aw.
Needs a little conditioner, but nice girl.
Yeah, but you don't know who's in Black Ops anymore. She could very well be. She could be ISIS. We don't
Okay.
know.
We don't
All right.
know.
Well, there
Thank
you
you
go.
for calling in, because that's another car chase that could have. She helped
Right?
us not get involved in.
Right.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come to St. John's County Jail. We'll get you in the reentry program, young lady.
Considerate criminals.
No, don't come here. No, that's all it is.
saying.
Next thing you know,
Criminals.
it's a Bozard Ford car. Guy was like, Sheriff.
Yeah. That's all on you, Sheriff.
You brought her here.
We're not inviting criminals.
Yeah.
She was
No.
arrested and is now facing charges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm gonna
that's
have
a
the
shame.
has-been Sheriff Burger will be gone.
Yeah, right. That's right. Next time you go to Ford's Garage, that
it's
Sheriff
off the
Hardwick
menu.
burger is
Yeah.
off
If
the
it's off the
menu.
menu, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to switch to Yugos after that.
Oh, that
You go, I go. How about a Nova? That means don't go. Don't go.
No go. Yeah, no go.
They don't sell well in Latin America.
they're not as fast as the ones you guys have
No.
right now. Those police chases will be a lot different.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, you guys have you and Davey judged the Derby.
Actually, Kendall, really, and Davey. I got. Remember?
Yeah, you got bombarded. Like we couldn't like hang out with you. It was like hard.
We were trying to walk around and do this judging contest.
I know.
Me, Davey, and Kendall, and they'll tell you. I got bombarded with people just stopping me. I was like, fine, go.
We need to
Yeah.
put you in like one of those giant bubble, like a hamster wheel, so like people
Oh,
can
yeah.
stop talking to you. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're like trying
someone's
to.
gonna get in there by accident. Next thing you know, I'm in there with some
Like the Pope.
buddy.
Yeah, who knows?
And it wasn't like we could be
Yeah,
like,
right? The Pope bubble.
we couldn't have been like aggressive and be like, no, ma'am, we're trying to do something. Because they were like so sweet. They just kept coming up to you. Oh, and I just remember you in third grade. Like it was so adorable.
It's tough hanging out with celebrities.
It must be.
It is.
Kendall and I had a blast.
That's why Kendall loves Davey. They went off on their own. did their
Yeah,
own
we
thing.
did great.
That's why I couldn't hang out
Kendall's a
with
better
Pete.
judge than me, by the way. I'm sure she was. Yes. Yeah.
They raised $75,000 for
75,
local
yes.
charities. Right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alpha
That's
Omega
huge.
Miracle
That was a
Home,
powerful
Pie in the
crowd
Sky,
there.
Food for
Oh,
Kids,
wow.
all
Yeah.
these incredible organizations that did
That
an
was a
amazing
powerful
job.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was good.
huge.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a big one that you
That
guys were
man is
involved
a
in.
celebrity right there.
I know. I know it.
I might have got talked to about BS stuff around St. John's County, but this
Yeah.
man was actually, they actually like him.
I know. It's crazy.
was a
He was
lot
like,
of
I mean, it's not crazy.
Sheriff,
I
why
get
you
it.
busting indoors on Bryan Way in the morning time? Yeah. He's just like, Davey, we love you and Kendall. You and Kendall. You and Kendall. Yeah. Sheriff, I saw your guy speeding. Yeah.
St. Augustine
Yeah.
Sweethearts.
St. Augustine, sweetheart.
You better watch out. Once
Yeah.
Davey figures out how to pit a car, he's going to be running for sheriff one day.
Davey, you can ride along with me. I'm straight
I would love
entertainment.
it. I would be screaming the whole time.
Oh my God.
See,
No, you
would.
won't. No, you won't.
I gotta wear a helmet. I have to
No,
wear
we
a helmet.
need the body cam on for that one the whole time. We need the
We can
dash
do
cam
this.
on for that
Yeah, we
one.
can do this.
Do you,
Yeah.
have, do you have one of those bars? We call it the Ocean Bar.
Actually, yeah. We can actually, if you want to, all three of you on one night, we can put you in different cars, ride-alongs around the entire county. You would physically. I hate to say this, but you get a different perspective of. Not respect, but different perspective of what goes on.
Yeah.
It's feast or famine around the entire county, and it's not just like one area; it's everywhere. But if y'all want to do a ride along,
I'd love to.
Can I ride along being the helicopter?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God! Is it in the budget?
Well,
Okay.
not the 1969, but I love you. Not the 1969. Even my pop's like, Sheriff, yeah, you go.
The last time that one went down over here, next to where your office, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, it was Mark Shan and BJ Hall was the FTO.
Yeah, I was
TFO.
riding with Mark 2 days earlier. In that.
Listen, so I was dropping off a witness in a homicide case in criminal investigation division, and I actually saw, everybody watches a helicopter take off. So I watched the helicopter take off from where my office is at now, from the Wise Potato Chip. It takes off, and actually, so I see up top, I look, I got a witness in a case, a murder case, and next thing you know, I see it do a 180 and come back down. I mean, so we stepped over, me and this witness stepped over and saw them hit. I mean, it's the craziest stuff. I mean, I saw Mark Shane get out of the car and kind of out of the helicopter and fix his hair. BJ go and kind of dust himself off. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward, my son's a helicopter pilot now, and he's flown that helicopter. The helicopter's here. The kid can fly a shoebox. He's got a gift. But I mean, it's just one of those things that just, goodness gracious. And then Matt Bellamy and Stacey Attell over TPC. before I was the sheriff, same thing, a major fuel malfunction. In those OH-58s. Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, it is. But anyways.
The scariest part when I was with Chuck, we were doing a hurricane.
Talking Chuck West, right?
Yeah, Chuck West.
Yeah.
We were doing a hurricane evaluation. Like you have to go up and you have to calculate how much the damage is, and you have to do an estimation of the entire county. We kind of went up a little bit early before the storm, and we were probably at 1,000 feet, and we dropped like 200 feet.
Oh, air
and
pocket.
Chuck's and Chuck's like we're talking a Vietnam guy. And
He can fly.
We
He can fly shoebox too.
And also, and I looked at him and he went, "We're going back." And I was like,
Thank you for the storm to go over.
That did not feel normal.
Yeah. I mean, I've done a lot of helicopter operations overseas and with the U.S. military, and we've had some. Of course, you're in the back of a Chinook, you can't see nothing.
No.
And it's so funny. I've been in some combat operations where the Chinook drops us off, and you get in the Chinook. I always thought it was these old Vietnam vets flying me, so I was totally safe.
Yeah.
And then my son became a Chinook pilot. I'm like, your 21-year-old rear end is flying us into combat? Yeah. So now I check X. I'm like, okay, just make sure you're old enough to fly. Make sure you get your driver's license too. Yeah. Anyways.
Well, today's the 249th birthday of the U.S. Army, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Sure. That's amazing.
Thank you for your service. 25 years,
Let me
right?
change the
Yeah,
status.
so
That's a good one. Yeah.
If you're a veteran, you understand what I'm saying. But I had 20 years for basically for retirement, and then 25 years for pay.
What was your rank?
I was an E7. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
Platoon sergeant. Yep.
My father's Sergeant Major.
Yeah, is it Flag Day?
37
I
years.
had ambitions of getting there, but once I came back from my last combat tour in 03 and 04.
You'd have loved my dad. You would have loved him.
See,
you guys
I
would have
like
been
that.
amazing together. Yeah.
Well,
Totally
I
dude.
think you all know that I became a black hat, which is similar to a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
That was what I did my last 6 years.
How? You were too nice to be a drill sergeant.
You gotta be
He's
kidding
not
me.
that nice.
Do you get like that? Do you get like real like A-type, like real crazy?
Yeah. So what if you want one of my guests to come in here that is one of my former candidates that was in there, who's now a ranger, he's a captain now, but he'll come back and tell you some stories that
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and don't forget there was a mission back then too. We had General Calhoun who basically said, "Hey, we got to put these people under the most intense stress because they're going straight to combat, Afghanistan, Iraq, and these are just kids, man. They're kids out of college, some with experience, of course, but we put them through 18 months of I don't hate to use the word hell, but straight up hell." But what we did was we produced a person that can go, men and women that can go overseas and act and be able to function under stressful conditions, I think, better than what they could. So we had like a 10%, 7% graduation there for a while going on. We were weeding them out thinning the herd out.
Wow.
If they got through it, they were.
Yeah.
They're the real deal.
And most people don't know this, but there was a peer review. So your peers can vote you off the island.
Whoa.
Yes. So we're talking 18 months in the program when you have your final peer review. If your peers and let's just say there's 20 left in your group and your 19 peers vote you off the island, you are out of school.
They better have a good reason to vote me off the
It's all
island.
documented. Yeah. Most of the time we could see it was coming.
Okay.
And the peers make that decision. Of course we
Does it get bratty or anything? Or
No,
But
straight up.
You know who
straight
you
up
want in the
tactics.
bunker with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
straight up
yeah,
tactics
just
and just a little bit of
You know who's
reality. in
Nobody
life.
likes a champion, though. I'm just saying. Nobody likes
true
somebody on
statement.
top. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if your kid is in that unit.
I don't know if that's true. Team sports is a little bit different.
I wasn't team.
We want.
Yeah.
You might not like the guy, but if the guy can. The guy can play, and the guy
I agree.
can
Perform.
The guy
Yeah.
can perform.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want in the bunker with.
I agree.
Yeah.
But happy birthday, U.S. Army.
Yeah.
My son's serving. He's gone. We don't know where he's at right now, but he's gone
bless
somewhere.
him.
Flag Day. And Flag Day.
Yeah, happy Flag Day. Yeah, what a good day to have a birthday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got youth resource deputies
Yes, sir.
preparing for a training here.
Yeah.
Now, definitely want to, I think we talked about this a couple of days ago, but definitely want to put people on notice that there will be active shooter training.
Yes, yeah.
Which school is this? Where are you guys?
Yeah,
gonna
so
be
this
doing
week we wrapped up at Freedom Crossing School up in north part of the county. We're flipping over to the two high schools next, which is to Cory Creek and Bartram Trail High School. So plenty of signage out there. We got a lot of control measures in place, but we want to make sure that if you were to listen on the radio, you'd think it's a bloody homicide type of scene up there. So just our men and women, of course, tying in real-time intelligence, our air unit, our drone unit, our canine unit, and of course that initial response to God forbid happen here in St. John's County. So Cory Creek will kind of put a twist on it because Cory Creek is one of our two high schools where we can open and close and lock doors in that school and control where the potential shooter could be.
Yeah. So
we're going to tie in that element to training next week when we go to Cory Creek High School, which is those two high schools, Beachside High School and Cory Creek, and then also two in the brand new K through 8s that are opening. We'll have control access to as well. That we open and close doors from our real-time intelligence center.
Right.
It's high-speed technology that probably the rest of the country doesn't have. So
Yeah.
but I
Pretty
appreciate you putting
amazing.
that out there. So just stay away from there. Don't be curious. We have role players from the school district with us. Of course, Fire and Rescue is one of our biggest partners in this game we play. So they're going to be there too. And again, we appreciate the partnership with the school district. Yep.
Yeah. So definitely want to, because people may hear shots.
Yeah,
and
so we
things
do
like
have
that. But I mean, this is blanks. This
We
is
blanks,
training.
yes,
This
sir.
is
Yep, sure do. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they heard some shots this morning. So we did have some phone calls this morning. There was no shots fired, by the way. I just saw a text on my phone. Was there shots fired on Lightsey Road? No, sir, there was not. Just a lot of flashbangs, and they're very, very loud. So
Flashbangs. Okay.
yeah. So if we have if we know through intel we're a violent subject who has a history of having firearms, which in this situation 2 of the people had a history of having firearms. Through our intelligence, we know that one stays armed when they're not in bed, but when they're in bed, they stay armed too. So the reason why we broke that window on you're asking and actually put a flashbang in the window, we didn't throw a flashbang in there. We actually stuck a flashbang on a stick. It's on a stick. You break the window, the flashbang stays on the stick. It goes off on the stick. We pull it back out. And it just simply is a distraction technique. And at the same time, our units are inside securing that person. We don't want any shots fired. So there was not one shot fired there. Okay. Just a lot of banging.
Right. Last one, PAL summer camps.
Yeah. So
These are underway, right?
Yep. So again, our youth resource deputy sheriffs are all reassigned. There's 59 of them. There'll be 62 next year, 61 next year. I'm sorry, 62 next year. They're reassigned throughout the agency when school's out. We're doing teen driving challenge right now.
Oh, that's right.
I went out yesterday. We finished our flag football camp yesterday. We had probably 50 or 60 or 75 kids yesterday. We'll start our tackle football camp here soon. Our cheer camps have been going on the week before last. We have another cheer camp coming up, and a super special surprise for them. We got some Jaguars cheerleaders coming down. That was my fault. I didn't make the phone call, but yeah, so a lot of
that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of PAL camps going on, and then they'll see some Jaguars too, and our next football camp too as well. Ernest Wilford, who was a former Jaguar, and Marcus Pollard, who's a former Colt, who are very close friends of mine. They didn't get the dates right, so I forgive you 2 clowns. But anyways, that's why I love you, my brothers. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of camps going on, and again, just controlled. And this is a chance for our deputy sheriffs to interact with our children here in St. Johns County and form that special bond we do.
I know the team is preparing for that Donut Dash 5K.
5K.
It's coming out in August, but I know they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, the crowd, as you know, the crowd gets bigger and bigger every year.
It's
which
awesome.
Is pretty cool. Yeah. So awesome.
Very cool. Well, Sheriff Hardwick, we always appreciate you coming by and spending some time with us, keeping us updated and giving us the correct information out there.
Yep.
And hey, thank you. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Look forward to talking to you again soon, sir.
Appreciate you, and appreciate you putting out again that clear, concise, and factual information. We give it to you, and we appreciate the you answering those hard questions sometimes that are just like Davey said a minute ago. It's not bad if you question what we're doing in the sheriff's office. It's actually a good thing, and you can have my direct access, and I'll give you an answer. It might not be the what you're looking for, but if we're doing something wrong, we're doing it wrong. But if we're doing it right, I'm going to tell you we're doing it right. So thank you. Appreciate your support.
All right, just
Thank
one more
you,
thing. Today's the day everybody has to be certified. So you're going to
qualification
that's
day.
right.
Yeah. It's noon today, I believe.
Is it really?
So
Yeah.
it's at noon today.
You guys are well qualified.
You guys have qualified and certified.
Yeah.
You're good.
Congratulations.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know, I will tell you this. You know, we didn't believe we could have easily paid the money. I think you saw that.
Yeah.
And we are fans of let's go do the hard work and show the community that we can get out and also knock on doors and get 3,000 signatures. And most people didn't do that on all the races. They just paid the money. I'm not a fan of that. These people give us money out of their hard-earned money, and we can get out and do the hard work for you. So again, nothing bad to say about anybody. Good luck for everybody in every race. But no one's going to work harder than Team Hardwick in St. Johns County.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, is there a bag by your foot real quick? It's a gift for Sheriff Hardwick from Barbara Jean. Do you see it?
No.
All right, I'll get it to them. Yeah.
Is it under $100?
Yeah, it's $100
from
from Barbara Jean. No, it's very cool. She made you these bumper stickers. It's very cool.
Check that out. You got to show one of those to the camera there.
Yeah, very special.
Oh, this is so awesome.
And
by
it's
the
a
way.
purple heart. That's awesome. That's her. Yeah,
that's her.
Barbara Jean, this community is so not just good to me, but they're good to our profession, and it makes you want to cry sometimes. I mean, so thank you very much, Barbara Jean. That's awesome, by the way. This will probably my wife will probably take it. My mother will take
On
all
the
these.
new car.
Oh, you know, darn. Oh, today. Oh, yeah.
you go.
Bozar, can you deliver the car, please, to my wife? Oh, bless America. I mean, you took her car a month ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you?
I love
have
you. I love you, Bozar. Yeah, love you.
Do you have a riding lawnmower? She can just take that.
That's right. That's what other people do in Florida when you don't have a car.
brother. Yeah, you can say yeah.
She's
She's on
amazing.
today, so she's listening.
She
so.
can take my car anytime
She
she
loves
wants.
y'all. Thank y'all very much. Have a
Thank
great
you, sir.
weekend. Yep.
You
Thank
as
you what
well.
you do. Appreciate
Thank you,
your
sir.
support. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, Trey, how do you want to check out the comments today, man?
On this Funky Friday, I will find the features and thoughts of our followers.
Oh, very
All
nice.
right,
Funky.
wonderful. As you do that, I'll remind everybody that Bates, Hewitt & Floyd is not your average local insurance agency. They provide peace of mind and insurance to protect your biggest investments. Their approach to insurance and risk longevity in our community and the way they treat their clients sets them apart from all the rest. They offer homeowners, auto, commercial, and benefits, and they've been doing that for over 50 years. Christy Lawrenson is St. Augustine's premier agent. She offers complimentary policy reviews and has a deep understanding of insurance and what is needed in St. Augustine to be properly insured. Her attention to detail and organizational skills have found policy errors and cost savings for you where others have not. Give BHF a call, 904-794-5455. Schedule your appointment today. Also, our friends at B&S Signs.
Oh, the best.
Locally owned and operated, a full-service sign company, been doing it since 1967 and in their third generation of family ownership right now. Great people down there. They do everything we need as far as signage. I mean, they do the step and repeats behind Davey. They did these. Just every piece of signage we have for 904 Now, for Florida Man games, for all of Troy's new projects that we can't keep up with. They can keep up with it all, and they do it the best. B&S Signs, visit them at bnssigns.com.
And they also do cranes.
They also do cranes. You take advantage of their crane services often.
That's
that next week.
awesome. That's really cool.
They help us out so much.
It's so rare to have that.
Yeah. So, well, it's pretty much the only one in town that has that service. If not, you have to go to Jacksonville, and then you got to pay the travel fee on top of that. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm so happy they're here and amazing what they do.
Yeah, it is.
And they're so good to work with.
Yeah, man. We love them. All right, what you got? What you got for comments?
All right, comments. Wawa was $3.16. Costco $2.99.
Damn. Yeah.
All
That's
right.
nice.
And the most comments that happened every time the sheriff comes in, where's Kindle?
Yeah, of
So
course.
we got to work on that. As far as traveling across the country, question of the day, it was basically the answers was any politician or Kardashian. They're put in the same box there.
Yeah, sure.
So, and that's pretty much it. Great. It was fun comments in there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
And the mustache is not coming back.
Oh, man.
We can make a bet with Troy. Troy's a betting man.
Yeah.
We can make a bet with Troy to bring that mustache back.
You
If we
need to bring
raise
it
money
back.
for it, I'll do it. But that's
Okay.
Okay.
We're going to raise money for 904 Now.
That'll be
the
nice.
charity of
Yeah.
Pete.
Well, no, it's a charity of all of us.
Of all
damn
of
it.
us trying to hold it up.
All right. What do you got for Stordom Stat?
All right. The stardom stat today, and I knew we were going to have the sheriff in, so I knew the Army was going to come up, and I knew Flag Day was going to come up, so I didn't use that on. But on this day in history, 1789, the people that were casted off on the mutiny on the Bounty. So Captain Bligh. By the way, Captain Bligh had 3 different mutinies while he was a captain. This one, mutiny on the Bounty, was led by a man by the name of Christian Fletcher. But they set him adrift 7 weeks earlier. They drifted for 4,000 miles.
Jeez.
Damn.
Okay. There was 18 people in a 23-foot boat. They had 200 like gallons of water, 150 pounds of bread, 30 pounds of pork, 6 bottles of whiskey, and 6 bottles of wine. That's what they had for 7 weeks for 18.
That's wild.
All right. But this is the day that they found him on a small island of Timor in Indonesia. They traveled 4,000 miles. Ooh. But the guys from the Bounty that stayed on the Bounty, they tried to survive in one island, didn't work. They went to Tahiti. 16 of those men got off. They got captured almost immediately, those 16. The ones that continued on went to an island called Pitcairn Island.
Oh.
All right.
Sounds unappealing.
Pitcairn Island. It was a volcanic island, but they lived there, and they weren't discovered. So remember, it was 1789. They weren't discovered until a whaling ship from America stumbled upon it because they saw the smoke in 1808.
Oh, boy.
All right. Fletcher had passed. There was a living survivor. His name was John Adams, and the British didn't actually get there until 1825, where John Adams was still
Good
the
grief.
patriarch and gave them amnesty. And today, Pitcairn Island is its own kind of area, and the capital is Adamstown, and it has a population of 50.
Wow. That's really
So
interesting.
it's wild how long it was. Kind of like it's a Robinson Crusoe
Yeah.
type situation.
Like the beach. Leonardo DiCaprio, the beach.
Yeah. So at its height of population, Pitcairn had 200 people.
Oh, now you know.
Okay. Wow.
So I just didn't realize the gap between them finding them was so. I mean, we're talking decades.
Yeah.
Distance.
Yeah. And the ones that got caught in Tahiti got sent back to England, and 3 of them got hung for the mutiny.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right.
Interesting, though.
My best transition for this would be I would travel 4,000 miles for St. Augie's Pizza.
Nice.
Hey, right in between Riberia and MLK. Luckily, I don't have to. None of us do.
No.
Go in and grab yourself a few slices or 12 slices today. You're going to love yourself for it. All right, plugs, Troy.
Everybody just have an amazing weekend. It's a happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, and have a great weekend.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is
Davey?
Father's Day. Hey, I want to give a major shout out to our production team. I think they hit it out of the park this week. They did an amazing job. I just want to shout that out. Great job, guys in the booth.
Yeah, definitely. Guys in the booth, any plugs?
I was going to double down on Father's Day. All the fathers out there have a good weekend. And
Is it Father's Day weekend this weekend?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
and thanks, Davey. You guys did an amazing job as well. I think teamwork makes the dream work, and we're going to continue on doing what we do.
Nice.
There we go. All right, man. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you at 3.
Bye-bye.